So you shared, or you touched upon this a little bit earlier, but what is it about cloud native tooling or more traditional IAM tools that are not able to have visibility into unused identities?
Well, some of the cloud providers do have some tools that allow you to get some visibility into these types of things. Like AWS has IAM analyzer, and the difference is it's not that the native tools can't do it. It's that the way it's done is not always easy to operationalize. So I could go in and I could say, hey, has Tally used her these credentials in the last 60 days? But it might be a little harder just to get a regular alert from one system to another that's aligned to your actual control of how long you want to wait before you get rid of things. It might be different if you're an Azure shop and you have loads of AD users, and those don't even necessarily have access into Azure. So there's a lot of kind of noise, and it differs from one cloud to the next how you would answer these questions, because you have to aggregate all of the activity logs to the actual resource to see when things were last used. And you also have to understand, what are the permissions associated with this thing? If they did get access to this unused one, what could they then do? Could they then move across accounts, or could they get access to sensitive data? Because you may have 100,000 unused identities, but maybe only 10 of them actually can get to your crown jewels. One thing that, having one comprehensive platform that can show you all of these things across clouds is you can make one control that says, I want to be told when my users haven't logged in 90 days, when they have access to my cloud. And maybe I want to know after 30 days if my machines aren't logging in, so that I can clean those up.
Nice. I was just going to ask you. So, you said it's hard to operationalize potentially cloud native tools or IAM tools to help this. What is it that Sonri is doing that's so helpful to accommodate this problem? Do you have anything more to share?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting because I think in the area of identity governance, those controls are a little difficult to mirror in the cloud. And oftentimes the person who actually needs to go in and remove those identities, it's not the IAM team, it's the developers who own the applications. And so there's oftentimes a little bit of a people and process struggle around this problem, where you may have a security team or an IAM governance team that says, hey, we really need to remove these. But at the end of the day, you've got to get that ticket or that issue back to the team that's actually building the application. How do you operationalize this so that A, you're fixing the things that are most important to the business, and B, you're getting the problems back to the people who are actually capable and responsible for cleaning them up, right? Many security tools, the challenge is getting the right issues back to the right person so they can actually fix it.
So let's say you're someone that watches this video and has become aware of this problem, or this has caught their attention in some way. What are a few things that individual or team can do to clean up their unused identities or prevent them from happening in the first place?
There's a few things you can do. So, we can do what we call the cloud identity diagnostic, where we will look holistically at all of your identity risk across the cloud. And we will give you a good sense of how many identities are unused and how much risk those represent. So you can get a quick assessment that will show you, is this really a problem that I need to go tackle? A platform like Sunry, though, would allow you to not just implement the right controls, get those things to the right teams, but also even allow you to do some automation around it. Maybe I want to, if I have a machine identity that's not used for 30 days, maybe I want to send it to the application owner, and they take a look at it and they say, well, it doesn't look used. So, maybe I'll remove it, next sprint. But then if it doesn't actually get cleaned up, you could then, escalate that so that Sunry would automatically get rid of the unused identities. And unused is something that can be cleaned up programmatically very easily. We can run bots that say, if this thing is this old and it's in this environment, then I really want to just go ahead and automatically clean it up, because you also don't want your developers spending all of their cycles chasing issues like this when it's actually a pretty simple thing. If a machine hasn't used an identity in a month, it's probably not going to start using it tomorrow.